Come back Tuesday. Yeah, when you don't want it, you tell everybody, come back on Tuesday, and it's Sunday. I don't want to pay, blah, blah, blah. Now, we were talking about what to do and how to be with the land I don't wanna. And remember, I told you I was pulling out of the I don't wanna because I was majorly in the I don't wanna coming onto the show, and now I'm pulling myself out of it. See, it's all about mindset. It's all about energy. It's all about direction. It's all about heart speak happy. It's all about getting out there and getting moving. So now,
hey, Clay, you know who does want to play?
Who?
Amber. We've got her on the line.
Oh, hey, Amber, hi.
Hey, Clay, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm slightly wanting to again.
Well, I'm hoping some of your energy will rub off on my kids.
Okay.
Because
put them next to the phone. Let me have them.
Well, you know, they've actually, the radio show's been playing in the background, so
cool.
they have their ear to it periodically. So when you give your answer, if you wanted to speak directly to them, you can.
Okay.
But, you know, here we have several weeks of summer vacation left.
Yeah.
And my kids are already moaning about not wanting to go back to school. So instead of enjoying the summer, they're complaining about what they have to do down the road.
Yeah, they're worried about the future getting here, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, how old are they?
I have an 11-year-old
perfect.
and a 9-year-old.
Oh, cool. Okay, so here's the scoops, you guys. Now, I'm going to give you the secret, only adults know scoop, okay? You ready? You guys ready? Are they ready?
They are.
Okay, just say, okay, now repeat after me. I'm not going to worry about that. Say that. I'm not going to worry about that. Look, a lot of the I don't want to comes from, a predestination. Like, I think I know what's going to happen when I get there. I know what they're going to say. I know what it's going to be like, so on and so forth. So just give it up. Don't worry about it. What if the I don't want to come from a place of knowing? What if you could get to a place where you could just make up your future any way you wanted to, including not worrying? Okay.
Or how about that school will be fun this year?
Okay, but essentially, but we can't even do that because that's putting our dimensions onto them. School doesn't have to be fun. The school just doesn't have to be in the thought. So school, you could say school could be fun, but it doesn't have to be that way. It could be, it's okay not to think about school. It's okay not to think about some sort of predestined, calendared, repetitive, redundant way of looking at life. And notice that kids are learning stuff so fast now that they're getting into that redundancy. Oh, gosh, I'm going back to school. Oh, it's going to be the same as last year, or the same people are going to pick on me, or the same teachers are going to tell me what to do, and I don't want to do it. I mean, I went through that with my son for, 5 or 6 years until he discovered girls in football. And now he's all over the place.
So are you really saying enjoy the moment?
Absolutely.
Got it.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
Yeah. So good. Thanks for calling, my friend.
Thank you, Clay.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Okay, so that was a great call. First of all, I didn't know young people were listening to our show. Oh, gosh, I got to be careful what I say. Okay.
I don't know if we discourage them from going back to school, though. So,
yeah. I hope they don't go, sorry, I don't think I want to go to school anymore.
Clay, can adults and parents kind of set an example for their kids in certain aspects of their life?
Good Lord,
about that? Just kind of be in the moment?
Okay, now here's the deal. I wasn't going to get into this today, but now that you've brought it up, okay, look, the I don't want to syndrome lives in everybody. If that's the case, what would it be like if when a parent or a youngster or an uncle or an aunt or whatever, anybody that's in the household, even how about the housekeeper, the gardener, whoever, all right, goes, I don't want to. And what if you could just have a conversation with people when you don't feel you don't want to, and their job is just to get it. They could just clear it, and clearing is a conversation we'll have in just a few minutes that we'll have. And you could just let it flow through you. That's what family meetings are, right,
Yep.
Susan? Don't we do that?
We do that.
Well, go ahead and explain it. What else do you know about family meetings?
Well, it's a place where we can all vent what we need to say.
Yep.
And or say good stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't all have to be a complaint, or
Yeah.
it can be an asking session where
Yeah.
you need to ask the family permission. Or
Yep. And how many years have we been doing family meetings?
Since we've had kids.
Yeah. So what? So that's 21 years, right?
Yeah.
And they work. And ladies and gentlemen, family meetings work. It's where you just communicate. You just say how you feel, what's going on with you, what you like, what you don't like. If you don't want to, the reason you don't want to is I just don't want it, and I don't need a reason, and that's just the way I feel. I'm going to go down and turn on my computer and download 14,000 songs and listen to it, and that's how I'm going to do it. And, you got to give kids the right to, the space to do that and to look at that and see what's going on. And it's all about flowing with things, Have you ever been in a big traffic jam and you're sitting in the traffic jam and you want to honk your horn, and your brain goes, honk it, and your sensibilities go, let me see now, what am I going to do if I honk my horn? What's that going to do? Nothing. So you got to learn to be with where the traffic's going. If you don't want to be with where the traffic's going, don't go and get in the traffic. Yeah, you got it? All right, now, I spoke to you just a minute ago about clearing. Clearing is a process where you communicate with someone how you feel. And their job is just to get it, just to hear it, not fix it, not coach you back, not tell you what to do. They're just a human receiver that just smiles and goes, hi, okay, is there anything else? Yeah, gee, got it, okay. And they just get it, and it gives you a place to put your stuff. So that's a human receiver. Another way to clear is writing it down. I don't want to do this. I don't want to play. I don't like this. Life sucks. And then you wad it up and you throw it away, okay? A lot of people use prayer to clear, all right? You just give it up to the Lord, which is okay too. So there's all kinds of ways to break yourself out of being stopped by your own mindset, Believe me, if your mind can get you into it, your mind can get you out of it if you choose to. It's all about your choice, What was that quote I read? The one where it says, Dennis Waitley says, there are two primary choices in life: to accept conditions as they exist. You either just accept it and just be with it, or accept the responsibility for changing those conditions. I mean, that's a mouthful, ladies and gentlemen. And I say it a different way. I say I am the only person who has a say in how my life turns out. And that's minute to minute. I'm also responsible for how it ends up. And that's life to life. All right? If I'm the only one that has a say in how my life turns out, wouldn't it be cool if I actually stood up and said, this is the way I want it, and this is the way I don't want it, and this is what I do want, and this is what I don't want. And it's okay to say what you don't want, then have to go do it. It's okay. That's what life is all about. Okay, Harry F. Banks said, for success, attitude is equally as important as ability. Whoa. Now think about that. Now, so far in today's show, we've been talking about, being stopped by the I don't want us. I don't want to participate. I don't want to be in the game. I don't want to communicate. I don't want to participate in any way, shape, or form. I just want to sit around and, just like I said, count the lint balls coming out of my navel. You know what I mean? I mean, it's kind of that. You can picture that, right? That's about as far down into doing nothing as you can get. Okay? And so we're going to take a break in a few minutes, and we're going to go to what we're going to do. What everybody calls the conclusion of the show, but it's going to be an outline of what you do with the I don't want us, and how you get choice back in your life. Look, life is all about choosing to have one. I'm going to say that again. Life is all about choosing to have one. The September personal planning workshop in Santa Barbara that I talked about earlier is all about choice. It's all about purpose. It's all about choosing to have the life you want. Not in the future, not someday, not in the land of I'll get to it, but now. And so how do you get there?
Clay, I want to share this with you.
Sure.
Steve sent us an email saying, I'm always playing mind games to get myself going when I don't want to.
Yeah.
And the best trick I know is to get recentered on what my commitments are.
Yeah.
Who I've promised what to, and what the consequences of my not doing what I've said will be.
Yeah.
Kind of focusing on those details. That's usually enough to get me going again.
Yeah.
I only wish my 2-year-old could get this kind of thinking.
Okay. All right. And 2 years is pretty creative. I mean, they can get stopped and started in microseconds. It takes us sometimes days. But the key to what he's saying is that he has written down, didn't he say?
Yeah.
I have written down in a list or some sort of a formatted document that says, hey, this is what I want. This is what I got to do.
What my commitments are, who I've promised them to, and what the consequences would be if I didn't do it.
But notice, that's the key, though, Jaron. Mm-hmm. That's the key. You got to write down what you've said you're going to do and by when, and what you said you're not going to do and when ever again. If you'll write it down, you can stay present to it, like up on the wall. You don't have to put it in your mind and remember it all the time, where it just sits around. You're walking around in your own cold Karo syrup,
It's like a computer can get written over if it's not written down somewhere.
Right on. Okay, we got to go on a break. This is Clay Nelson Life Balance Hour on SB 1290, or pardon me, AM 1290, and we'll just rock and roll, okay? Get on back here, and I'm going to rock you when you get back.
No!